I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, AfterBuzzers, this is the For Life After Show, Season 1, Episode 5, and the gang is all here. Hey, guys.
Hey.
What up?
Okay, so doing things a little bit differently, but it could not stop us from getting our show out the way. So again, this is Season 1, Episode 5. Show is titled Witness. Real quick, we can go down the line. What did you guys think of the episode?
Yeah,
Emily,
I'll
yes.
just.
Someone go.
you said down the line. I'm pretty
I
sure
was
we
like-
all got different lines.
Yeah.
But Emily, you got it.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay. I loved this episode. It shows Aaron reconnecting with his daughter and his wife. And I loved how it was just a different moment of him because we were debating a lot about kind of his moral kind of compass and where it lies. And I feel like this was a great episode where it showcased where he was in that development and in that process as he's defending someone and also grappling with like maybe this person might be guilty.
Okay, good deal. We'll definitely talk about a lot of those things. While we're going, I may as well take the opportunity to introduce you guys. So this is Emily May, who is a big Joy Bryant fan and loves crime drama. So that's what she thought of the episode. Moving on, who normally sits beside her is Jeff Will, who loves 50 Cent and Power. Each week, Jeff does have a special segment for Life and Back. But Jeff, what did you think of tonight's episode?
No, I couldn't agree more. I thought the episode was great. I love seeing Aaron play the actual, like, being a father role and have to tell his daughter to kind of be selfish in a way. You need to be selfish about yourself and your daughter. So I love that. Like you said, Emily, you get to see the test of his integrity in this episode, and there was a lot of stuff going on. So I just can't wait to talk about it.
For sure. There were so many moments where I was like, ooh, it's crazy that we all not sitting together because we would have been like,
we would have been all over it. Yeah.
But next up, last but not least, we've got Dot McDonald, who is a human rights activist, Joy Bryant fan. She holds down the live chat. Dot, what did you think about the episode?
I think this episode was really solid. There was so much that was happening, but mainly for me, what I just was like, yes, was kind of seeing Aaron turn from this savior to the enemy within the jail. It's just getting real sticky and just real gritty, and I'm just so for it.
Okay, perfect. You know, we got to be somewhere near halfway through. Like I said, episode 5. So it's nice to see a lot of the things that we talked about come into play. You guys, my name is Keith Andre. I'm here each and every week driving the boat. Also, huge Power fan. And the guys all know that I'm studying to be a lawyer. I'm taking the LSAT next month. That's going good with the quarantine. Lots of time to just focus. And
I was like, all you got is
lots of studying.
You're gonna ace it now.
But let's hope so. But I did take some time to get into and like to really, like I said, I feel like tonight's episode allowed us to kind of study Aaron's character. You know, we all are just talking about the chance to see some of his integrity shape. So I guess we can, I don't know, should we start there? Y'all want to go back a little bit and just kind of go with the flow?
Let's start there. Let's get into
start there.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So go ahead, Di.
So I believe in a previous show, we talked about like, what will he do when he's, in this position where he might not be telling the truth, or how far will he go? And in this episode, this is exactly where he came face to face with it. And we saw what he would do. I guess his name is Rafi Lopez. He finds out that he actually committed the crime, and he's kind of forced to, do I still represent this man? Do I not? And we see that he goes forward, and at the end, he gets out. So Aaron is down to do what he needs to do by any means necessary, y'all, by any means.
But not without question, because I did, well, go ahead. I think Emily started to say something. And then
Oh,
Jeff
yes.
hit us
No,
with
I know it's a little difficult. It's hard because you see Aaron struggle, just like with any lawyer, you're going to have a defense, you're going to have a prosecution. So every lawyer is going to have to know whether their client is guilty or innocent, and you're going to either have to defend them or prosecute them. You know, like you're on both sides of the law in a way, because and Aaron is defending this person, but like finding ways to get him off and like present that he's innocent even when he knows the truth. Like that's like a really hard battle to win internally. And Aaron has to come to the grips with what type of lawyer and what type of person he wants to be. And this was an episode where it kind of he was trying to figure that out.
For sure. And Jeff, what were you saying?
I want to agree with you guys because, I mean, we see that Aaron fully, I mean, he goes with it. He decides to still be his prosecutor and everything, his lawyer. But there's something holding me back, because remember in the jail cell, they talk about how if you don't defend me, then I'm going to hurt you. Like that's a threat. So like, it's not like he really had a choice. It's not like he really had a choice. And I feel like us as an audience, we kind of got cheated in that sense, because I don't think he really needed that line. I feel like if that line wasn't there, we would have saw where his integrities lie more. It would have been more black and white. Now it's kind of gray. That's where I'm like kind of having an issue.
Wasn't there?
If the guy never said you have to defend me or else, that's a threat. Now he's already motivated to defend him. It's not black and white what his integrities lie, because we have a motivating factor now.
Okay, I can definitely understand that. For me, I feel like we got to really see Aaron come into being a lawyer with this episode, with this case in particular. When he got to the conference room, he really had the opportunity to flex and show that he knew what he was talking about. And so I think that the integrity piece comes in with just the flashbacks, or him asking Marie, just taking those moments to consider the weight and the guilt that comes with knowing that the guy who did it was guilty. But even when he was talking to the guard who was with him, and he was trying to emphasize the point that, oh, it doesn't mean, that he didn't do it, but they just shouldn't have, they used the law like wrong. So I really enjoyed seeing that. And I think this was the first time, like a little defining moment to feel like, okay, Aaron does have empathy and compassion and like this moral compass. He just doesn't really. We got to try to sort with, what's up with your girl, Marie? She was lying.
Oh my gosh.
Then she was texting. Where are we?
My girl, Marie, let's talk about it. So
take it down.
So when I saw that she was lying to Darius about who she was on the phone with, I am not really clear on. I would love to hash it out with you guys to try to figure out like what is going on. Why is she lying and telling the truth? I wasn't for it.
Yeah, she was also dishonest with her daughter as well. Helping him, she helped with that letter a few episodes back. So like she is kind of being deceitful, kind of working this game with Aaron. And so again, I'm not sure where her moral compass lies and how she's going to kind of come out of this.
Yeah, I think she's still trying to sort through just deciding how she feels about Aaron and how much she should be doing for him. I was going to ask that too, because I had, we got to see both Jasmine and Marie kind of helping, they're Aaron's people. And so we got to see them play like private investigators. So I wanted to know, as an aside too, how we felt about, seeing them rally. At the end of the day, they are family. I think she does want to help him, but I was happy that at least she was honest with Darius after the fact. Now the late night texting, I'm like, okay, Marie, what's going on here?
Hey, all I'm saying is, question for you guys. Did she ever tell Darius, the homeboy? That's the first time I use his name. I'm even mad I said it. Either way.
That's not,
Either way, did she ever tell Darius about them like searching for the witnesses? Because at the dinner time, they like closed down the computer and kind of kept it secret during that time. So she told him a little bit, but she didn't tell him everything.
That's fair.
That's true.
true.
She was selective on what she shared with him, and it will be interesting to see if next episode or an episode after that it comes out, because I feel like if she gets too connected with Aaron and gets in trouble, it's gonna spiral, and her relationship with Darius will spiral.
For sure. I think, we may see her look back and realize that she should have done differently because she had the opportunity to tell the whole truth. And I think we all would agree the reason why she didn't say it, because, Darius is not with that. He wants her to stop, helping him out and doing deals. So we'll see where that goes. But with this episode, I also saw the introduction of like a new angle, because we did get to see, so the warden has the dog come in. So we get to see this whole kind of vantage point from the COs and with the drugs. What did you guys take from there? It took me a second just to try to follow it and get in, but I did want to see like how you guys feel about them giving us, I guess, a different kind of story as the season progresses.
Yeah, I mean, I remember a few episodes back when we were debating whether the warden was going to help Aaron or not. I feel like this episode showed that she's more willing to help Aaron than we think, because she has the tip that there's like drug smuggling happening, and she has been kind of elevating Aaron and kind of helping kind of get him situated and kind of like get him to conversations that he needs to have.
The same way. I do think that she was somewhat showing loyalty to him and showing that she does. I'm just learning so much, I've always wondered how things got
in case you need to know.
now I know. Now I have new ideas. But she is showing like herself over and over again, which is making me nervous, because I think as a viewer, I'm becoming more trustworthy of who she is. And I'm getting like a little nervous, like, because I'm starting to trust her and let my hair down. What's going to happen that's going to flip that for us?
Exactly. I was like you said, you're starting to root for her. I was like, she's getting that she's getting a rooting interest from us now. Like they're giving us a backstory, they're giving us a reason why she's over here FaceTiming her daughter and stuff. I was like, okay, don't make me like team you. I'm like, I don't want to be that because I don't know you like that yet.
Yeah.
No, I 100% feel you. I love the storyline though, because there's so much more going on outside of what Aaron sees, like above his head with all the COs and everything. So I love that storyline. And then seeing how the warden was kind of playing the quicker game while Aaron's usually doing that, and Aaron had to be like, slow down, let's play some chess here. And I was like kind of switch roles. I love that.
Yeah, great change of pace for sure. Who is the guy, the younger, like handsome white guy that works with the warden? Do we know him?
No clue.
Okay.
I thought he was new this episode.
Okay.
I think he was.
Maybe so. I just thought it was interesting that he would have so much of her ear, and we have never
100%.
before.
I think we'll see more of him. Yeah, I think we'll see more of him, and that was like the introduction of who he was, so that we would know he's someone important and someone that she obviously is listening to. But yeah, I guess we'll get to see who he is.
Okay. No, yeah, I was just like, who is this guy? Did I miss something, or has he been here all along?
Sometimes you have to introduce characters.
You do. I'm not against it. We know we'll talk about predictions later, because we know 50 Cent is coming next week, so that's a whole new character. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to keep my eye on him. I do think the warden, like you said, she's trusting, or she shows loyalty to him, but it's still only as much as she needs to, right? He gave her some good advice, and so she's taking heed to it. Now, what did you guys think about, so we did get to see Jasmine surprise and come to the prison. What did you think about the warden listening in on his conversation with Jasmine?
So that was one of, sorry, Dot, you want to go?
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that was one of the moments where I wasn't sure whether she was going to use it against him, because he was admitting things in the room. But then also he must realize that she has access to that room and that she could be listening. So I'm not sure, because they didn't reveal too much after that.
See, I didn't even think like that, Emily. So thank you for bringing that up, because now I am like, oh my God, that's so true. Because that was one of the moments where I was like, oh, wow, she allowed him to have this moment with his daughter. She's listening in. Maybe that's opening her heart to him and kind of understanding his dynamic and why he's fighting so hard. But you totally just brought up a different like reason why she could have been doing that as well.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just play it in the middle. I think she's on the fence, honestly, because like she's shown so many things of goodness, and then also like she's still ruthless. We all know who she is. So I think she's trying to figure out where she wants to be in the line of Aaron, because she knows what he's convicted of, but she knows the man that she sees every day. So I see a conflicted person right now.
Okay, that's fair. So let's go into a little bit, because we have talked a little bit about the new case that he had to take on, but a few things did stand out, and we were talking about his integrity with representing a guilty man. So first of all, that $100,000 settlement, did you know for a fact that um, that the guy he was representing was going to say no? Were you kind of hoping that he would say yes, or how did you guys feel about that? That gave us an opportunity, a way for him to still be the bad guy, and sit in jail. Did you think that he would say no?
That's a very interesting question. I think when I was watching it, I think his name was Rafi Lopez. I was thinking
Hmm.
he would take the money, just because he'd be set up when he got out. He seems like a guy who comes from a criminal background. I mean, if he's in prison or jail for robbing someone, he obviously has necessities that he can't get on his own. I was thinking, oh, this would be great. I mean, he gets to serve his time. He's guilty. And on the flip side, he'll get his money. So it'll be somewhat of an incentive. I was very shocked when he decided not to take that. But at the same time, he seems like he's a man of danger, and almost like a man who's just about his stuff, who has people that can do things. You hear that he had a witness and spooked her to the point she didn't even want to come forward anymore. So he just seems like a man who is very prominent and gets what he wants regardless.
Yeah, I agree that he's that type of character that he can get what he wants kind of at any point. And so I feel like he just wanted to like move forward and get through with the process as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and I just agree with both of you guys. But what was said is like he just tried to get it done as quick as possible. It's unfortunate, but yeah.
For sure.
And almost like he didn't want Aaron to represent him completely. Like he wasn't totally into it at first. So just his character, he like, nah, skip that. Like you said you're gonna do it then. Almost like what word am I looking for? Not a competition, but he's like
Instigating, kind
a
of.
threat.
Oh, okay.
Instigating a threat. Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
wonder if he like just didn't think the $100 would actually get there. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like he had to wait 2 years, and then the $100,000 would be there because that's how much you wanted a settlement. I wonder if that's what was like a motivating factor. Because if you get say $100,000 and you're already in jail and you have to wait 2 more years, I just don't see why you want to challenge that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to jail, so I can
Me neither.
imagine
Me
too
neither.
not
Me
wanting to
neither.
be there.
Good
If they
point.
telling
Good point.
you, if you saying I can get out tomorrow versus 100,000, I probably am gonna be inclined to still want to get out. But I think with that, what you said about him being a dangerous man, that does raise, I think, 2 points. For one, I think that shows why I think the writers wanted to put that kind of dialogue threatening him, like you said you was gonna do it. So do it more for his character than for Aaron to grapple with like being threatened or having motivation to represent him. And then I think too, just this whole area and with the world of like it opening up with the COs is going to give us the parameters so that we can experience like we still want to know, we got to see a little bit with Aaron's like credibility in jail, like his street cred, go, just trying to examine that. And then just that element of like danger or risk for him as well. So when I got to see him kind of confront him, I was like, oh, okay, we said I'm waiting to see it, but it, was short lived. So we'll see what happens there as well. Now to go back to another thing for Jeff, I definitely was like, ooh, we got to see what Jeff say. For one, what did y'all think about Darius being the one to tell Jasmine the truth? Her mom didn't tell her. Darius did.
Do you want me to go first, or do you want me to let the ladies speak?
Yeah.
You take this.
You feel about Darius, so why don't you go first?
Homeboy just wanted some drama. Let's be real about it. No, because he's like, I'm gonna just be upfront with you. Your dad's playing dirty. He's bringing your mom into it, and you need to know. And he doesn't. I don't see it as good intentions. Because if it's good intentions, you would have her do it alone because it's their family. Technically, it just didn't seem like it was out of good intentions, and it's not really his place.
Not even a little bit, Jeff. Are you being biased here? You don't have any room to see how Darius could have been doing that for the good of the family.
No, the words could have been good, but the message was not. The way it was. Okay. Yeah, the way it was served. The delivery. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah. So the delivery wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. So just let the mom do it. If it's in a genuine way, that's the better, because that's the family.
Yeah, I know. I'm torn actually, because I feel like it is something that Marie needs to talk to Jasmine about, that like, this is her kid, like Darius, it's not Darius's kid. Like this is a conversation you have with your daughter. And so I feel like he was stepping out of bounds to do that. But I also can see on the flip side, that he was trying to protect her and trying to not have her hurt as much and feel so isolated. So I can see both sides of that.
Like Emily, I can see both sides too. No, I agree with Emily. I can see both sides.
Okay.
One thing I wanna mention is that, like, you notice in the late night text message, she said she thanked him for being the father figure. If homeboy was that father figure and was good enough, she wouldn't have had to text him. Just saying.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's only so much, because
but it was for the same exact argument.
But she won't even receive it she's never going to receive it from Darius the way that she would from her own father. Like,
exactly.
Totally different. It's totally different.
And she shouldn't.
Okay, well, just to stick on Darius for a second, because I did want to also take a look and examine, we did get to see the scene with Darius and Marie in the car. So we could start with Jeff again, because I know you take a lot of issue with them and their relationship, but seeing this moment and this level of honesty and just kind of coming on the same page, did that do anything for how you view their relationship? Do you see, tell me how you felt about having to sit through and watch that.
Yeah. There was nothing new for me though, because I felt like she's always keeping him at a distance. You know what I mean? Like, she's telling him enough. She told him that she was on the phone talking to him the other day, but that's it. She didn't say anything about the late night text message. She didn't say anything about the researching before dinner about all the witnesses. So like, there's still a lot of truths to be told. So I feel like nothing's really changed. She's just keeping him at a 10 feet radius.
I would say that.
Oh, Dot, you go.
I will say that I do admire her transparency with Darius when it comes down to it. That does show that she cares about him. It's just always something that she is like battling with. But again, this is why I don't think they should be together, because there's too many complexities of their relationship, as opposed to one that she'd be able to move through a lot more fluidly if it wasn't her man's best friend. Like, this is exactly why, Marie, you shouldn't be here. Just not.
Wow. Yeah. That's great. That's a great point. Do you guys think that they're in love, or they love each other? Do you think their relationship is real?
They said those comments about she said, "Thank you for being my rock," and he said something about, "You're my ocean."
Yeah, that was like, ocean. Come on, Darius.
I mean, come on, you have to have better lines than that.
I mean, it's not smooth. I was like, maybe that's because that's his lifeline. Like, we need water, but like, anything.
No, anything. I was like,
no, it just didn't. I feel so like I felt so differently after I saw the episode about how they developed their relationship. But seeing tonight's episode, I just feel completely kind of neutral, kind of not really excited to like have her and Darius together, because it seems like that she kind of like fell into his arms because he happened to be there, but not because they actually had a very intense connection.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with that as well. I mean, I think I'm definitely like neutral to it. I don't want to say I don't care about it, but just because we got to see and experience so many other factors, it's like, I don't know how much more, I would need to invest myself in their relationship with so much to still come from the show. So I don't know. I think that this was a chance that we got to see a little bit of conflict, but just in that point, how everything resolved so quickly. It's like, where else do we go from here with them? Like Jeff said, we're not learning really anything new at this point. So maybe somewhere down the line, there'll be this tug of war in her heart. But for now, yeah, I'm about done with Darius and Maria as well. Sorry for you.
Bye.
Jeff's on board with that. Jeff is on
Exactly.
board.
Okay,
I think
well,
Beyonce once said "boy bye" or something like that. But okay.
Boy bye.
All right. Well, Jeff, you seem to have made a believer out of us. That's a relationship that you wasn't here for from the get.
From day one.
We got to see some of that. But now let's go ahead and we'll jump into our special segment, For Life and Back.
Yeah, exactly. So the For Life and Back, if you guys have not seen it before, is when we highlight someone that is either been previously wrongfully imprisoned or a story around that. And this is something similar. So this one we're highlighting Yusuf Salam. He's one of the original Central Park Five. And if you don't know what that is, there were 5 Black and Latino teens in Harlem who were charged with murder back in '89, who were then exonerated back in 2002. And so right now we're highlighting him because he's actually coming out with a book about wrongful imprisonment, and it comes out September 1st. So I just wanted to highlight him because not only did he have to deal with that and be exonerated in his own life, but now he's writing stories about that, sharing that same stories for generations to come.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing. We'll have to read it and.
Yeah, I saw When They See Us, and it's one of those movies I will never ever forget.
No, yeah,
Exactly.
you'll never. Yeah, you're right. You never forget those stories.
I couldn't get through the whole thing, but bringing that back up and knowing that it's just amazing what people are able to do and how much they are able to just really be resilient and overcome. So I definitely would like to check that out.
Definitely. But yeah, that's all I have for Life and Back. Appreciate it.
Okay, we love it. It's always good to learn something new. I know we had said this on previous episodes, but we like living in a time where we get to know more about kind of what's going on and be active participants in it. So thanks for holding down the special segment. Okay, and so we'll don't really have much news and gossip, which makes sense. I mean, the world is in a state of, panic. We are all remote, so I want everybody to continue to stay safe. I'm sure there'll be, we're seeing news and media. I guess we could talk about that. It's interesting to see kind of the shift. We're seeing like a lot of Today's Show. They're doing it from their basements and a lot of that this week. So I think it'll be interesting to see maybe in the coming weeks just how we kind of bounce back or what news and what media we were able to like really take part back in.
You know what's really sad? And like I just thought about this as I would press play on the TV show. And don't get me wrong, I know it is no comparison. But I clicked on it, I said, he locked up just like I am. And then press play. And I was like, that's so messed up.
So messed up.
I was like, there's no comparison. But I just started cracking up. And as soon as I pressed play, because that's where my head was at.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
So
it has been really, I was just going to say, it's been really crazy. It is only day 3, but are you guys not also kind of impressed what all we have been able to do without getting together? Like we are still having our show, like
Right.
things are still happening. And I'm like, technology, thank you. This is kind of incredible. I'm a little afraid of like, now that we know we can do all of this, like, is this the new norm? How is this going to be integrated now into our daily life?
It's incredible because I literally ran like 6 hours of meetings all through Zoom the other day. We got through so much stuff, and like I was like, whoa, I'm more productive doing that than I was in the office. Like that's the scary part.
Look, as long as they know they still need me at work, then we're good.
Yeah, right.
That part.
Exactly.
It'll be interesting.
Exactly.
To see.
We can do all
It'll
this
be
digital stuff, but you need me in office.
Yes, we don't need robots running things.
Or maybe, you know, that'll be the new thing, hiring people just to work from home. But it'll be really interesting to see. We'll check back in because we'll still be doing this show each and every week. So next week, we got 50 Cent coming, which is a good time to kind of think about and jump into our predictions segment. I don't know, Dot, if you want to go first, but that's
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, so I am predicting that 50 Cent is going to be one of the people that was in connection with Aaron Wallace getting in jail. I know that we didn't see him initially in that friend circle, but I'm almost just wanting him to be. That's my prediction.
I love
Do we know, does he have more than one episode? Or he just says this one episode?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I should have checked. I'm sure that it's going to be more than one, but either way, I think that would be really interesting. I think this episode did give us the opportunity to start to think back to like his case and like what's going on and how do we connect those dots. No pun intended. But what about you, Jeff? You got any good predictions?
I'm like low-key looking up this episode real quick so I can see how many episodes 50's in. Okay. That's why I was looking to the left real quick. I just have a computer screen right here. But no, for next time, I'm just hoping 50 brings the drama, honestly. I'm ready for it. I love anything Curtis Jackson. So I'm hoping he brings the drama inside the penitentiary and like the jail cell, because it's always been like building up, and then this last episode toward the end, everybody's all good with him. I want some more drama. I want him to ramp it back up because that's what 50 does. So is he gonna be an inmate? Is he an inmate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe so.
He's coming in with an orange jumpsuit, so he's an inmate for sure.
So he's a new inmate. So I don't know. I feel like my prediction would be that he's either gonna have insight into Aaron's case, like in a good way. Not that he might not be involved, but he might know something. And I think the warden we're gonna see some more stuff with the warden kind of interfering with like the jail life and what's happening, and might help Aaron a little bit more. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot more dramatic the next episode.
Okay, I agree. Everybody wants more drama. So for me, and you guys, if you had other predictions, it didn't have to just be limited to 50 Cent's appearance. But since that's where we went, you know, I think that he will be used to create more drama and tension between like inmates, wardens, COs, because we got to see some of that. So I think we'll continue to see that. And maybe if it is just a few episodes, then maybe he's the next case that Aaron's going to be, you know, taking on. Maybe he will get him out.
Yeah. I love that.
But some kind of way, I'm still trying to figure out, like, well, how do we get back to Aaron? Because each case that he takes always gets back to the plot we saw tonight. So the real reason he wanted to represent old boy was to try it and like civil and rah. I mean, it was a lot. So
there's always an intention.
He's like stretching his lawyer wings, you know. He's stretching, seeing like what other things can I file against the DA and against this person, and he's stretching his wings.
Oh yeah, and I think too, you know. So a couple of things I'll say I want to see. I feel that we're going to see some romance between Marie and Aaron, just because with that texting and when you typing it up and then thinking about it and before you send it, I feel like we're gonna
Little
see some
rekindle.
romance there. But then too, I still think there's this big mystery around the connection between Aaron's lawyer, the one who vouched for him, the DA, and the warden. So I still want to know, like, they all still feel a little sketchy to me. We know the DA is corrupt. We saw what their office did, but I think that all three of them have something like going on the back end that we don't know about. I like to see it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see all that. I could see all that happening.
I can see all that. I can see all that. Well, that's all I got, because we can talk and talk and talk. I'm so glad that we were able to do it in this format. It wasn't too bad. I feel like it kind of like checked us a little bit in terms of like watching who's speaking and like not talking.
It's like, oh, sorry, your turn.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I love this so much, but we're pretty much out of time at this point. You guys know you can check us out each and every week. We'll be back Tuesday, I think. We'll roll out the official time. But Dot, go ahead and tell the people where they can find you.
Please follow me everywhere at .McDonald. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at .McDonald.
All right, Jeff.
And you guys can continue the conversation with your boy at Jeff Little Jr. on all social media platforms.
Okay, Emily.
Awesome. You can find me on all social media platforms at Emily May Heller.
Perfect. And I am Keith Andre all over social media at Keith_Andre. That's it for us. See you guys later.
Yay.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.